Yeah.
Janet, how are you?
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Tom, you want to lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody that would like privilege of the floor tonight? Okay, moving right along. Okay. Has everybody got a copy of the minutes from October 10th? Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Make a motion to approve minutes.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have minutes for the public hearing for, is that included? Never mind. I'll
You
put
have
the
extra
minutes.
ones too.
Yeah.
Matt had extra.
The minutes from the October 26th public hearing and budget workshop. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll do back here somewhere, I got one somewhere. Old business, rental regulations we've got on hold, we'll probably get working on those here shortly. Once we've got the budget out of the way. Swimming pool, we've delayed the bid openings. We're gonna open them at the next meeting, December 12th.
Why was there a delay?
There were questions from some of the bidders that needed to be addressed, so they decided to send everybody out the information that a couple of them had requested, and give everybody a chance to revise their bids if they chose to. So we won't be opening any bids tonight, and we will do it at the December 12th meeting. Don't know what the questions were. Do you know what the questions were?
The list I saw, it was like 17 different questions, and they were continuing to come in. And considering that fact, it just made, we're getting close. And the last thing we wanted to do was have people back out the last minute because the questions weren't answered to their satisfaction. And so it was, yes, I know they had a month, but considering what we've been through, it just made more sense to us to ask for you folks for your approval to delay it a month to make sure that everything was, all the questions that were answered to anybody that asked. Gave plenty of time so there wasn't any, question about that amount of time that they had to get things together.
17 seems like an awful large number of questions to be raised in a bid.
That was my thought.
Why is there so many questions? Obviously,
Yeah,
the
honestly,
engineer
I
has
can't
got
answer.
some problems. Okay.
But the questions put the individual, the company on a task to answer those questions. And yeah, we are giving them a cushion.
I know, those questions should have been answered by the state and by other agencies before it was let out to bid to begin with.
That may be true. And, I don't know, never have had a lot of experience in this situation. I sure have learned a lot. But when the stuff comes back like this, it's easy to question it. And I'm gonna say with some ignorance, not being, knowing all about the codes, being up to date with all the codes, all the regulations that the health department puts on the pools, and then being careful about what you say to the engineer, so you don't put them on, constantly criticizing or putting a lot of pressure on them, even though you're paying them. There's part of me that I don't like to do that.
I
maybe I'm
understand.
paying you,
All I'm
but I don't
saying
wanna
is
make
been
you
to
mad
Parks and
because I
Recs.
want you to produce, so.
It's been to Parks and Recs, it's been to DOH, and they deal with pools all the time, so all those questions should have been brought up and clarified before you sent out to all these bidders. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you. Hopefully in December,
Hopefully in December we have
we'll
something
be one
open
more
and-
step ahead. And
and
been a
then-
long time.
Now, I guess at this point, what's one more month?
Well, there was a time when we were doing this and we didn't have any help at all. So,
And the pool's been redesigned
3 times.
3 times now, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Any other old business? Moving on to new business. Do we have any more questions for Delhi Telephone's rep? Or are we ready to vote on the franchise agreement? Alright, is there a motion to approve the franchise agreement with Delhi Telephone Company for cable TV?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You got off real easy.
And that, Mark, you would like to know if you'd like to sign this this
Sure.
evening? We're on camera, so would you like to go up there, because we're on camera, it adds 50 pounds to my butt, so.
Can you put that in paper?
I'm on
Just-
her
just
side.
one.
So she's with me, don't worry. We're women, we have to stick together.
My parents would be asking, what'd you say? Everybody was laughing. I'm like,
50 pounds more or less on mine, they don't care.
There should be 3 copies, right? One's for you and 2 for me to
You sign this one,
Yep.
Sorry, excuse me.
Mark, sign this one.
And then we'll go to the PSC.
And you were going back your name.
Scott Bowles.
Scott Bowles. And you're on the rec committee or? Thank you.
It's gotta be government, everything's in triplicate.
Yeah. Yeah, the Public Service Commission, they're easy. Being that this is just a renewal, even though it's a little late, it should go by pretty quickly.
Hopefully.
Yeah. As fast as the state can move on
Yeah.
things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, moving on with new business, our 2018 budget. For those that didn't hear, when we had the public hearing, quick explanation. The A fund and the B fund basically are negligible increases. The increases are in the 2 highway funds. 2 things contributed primarily to most of those increases. One is we've added the mechanics line into the budget. We're gonna try to hire a mechanic. And hopefully some preventive maintenance and a little bit less expense on some repairs will help pay for itself. And the other is, we're budgeting to replace a tandem and probably purchase an excavator for cleaning out ditches. And the tandem that we're budgeting for, we do have a state grant for $75,000 to cover part of that cost. Other than that, the increases were basically insurance, union contracts, things that were out of our control. And seems we've had no questions to speak of. Is there a motion to approve the budget?
I'll make a motion to approve the budget as stated.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The overall increase is 2.5%, roughly. Okay. Town clerk wants to go to a training class in Syracuse. We need to authorize this so we can reimburse him for the cost of the class. It's a one-day training.
No overnight.
Just asking.
It's one thing.
You're gonna take the bus.
Uber.
Uber. Is there a motion to approve the town clerk to attend the training?
Sure.
Second.
Second by Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
We did get a response from Carol Morrissey from the Tanglewood Lake Homeowners Association. She's down south for an extended time, so they're gonna have their engineer work on trying to communicate with DEC, and then we'll get things set up hopefully in the spring, probably.
They're damn.
Until we hear more on that, that's a done issue for now. In case you didn't hear, Lillian, the budget increase is about 2.5%.
I did get that, thank you.
I was hoping we'd make the cab, but if we did, we'd have paid for it down the road. We're trying to catch up roads and equipment.
The 5-year plan.
The 5-year plan, we're getting closer. We're, like I said earlier, we've got the highways operating budget is pretty much flat this year too. It was, just a necessary evil to start buying some equipment. It's old and it's starting to cost us more in repairs than it's really worth. It seems we're talking about equipment. That moves us on to committee reports, highway and machinery. Give us the highlights, Billy.
For lack of a better way to put it, everything's busted. The guys are scrambling, they really are. One truck, the TerraStar, went over for repairs and broke down on the way home from being repaired. That's the newest truck. Just things you can't help. I mean, the salt that the state dumps everywhere all winter. It's a fairly new truck, but the starter and all the wiring going to it was corroded, and Darren went to start it and it just wouldn't start because the wires had finally broken off. I believe from talking to Darren that as long as the weather continues to cooperate, they'll be as ready as they can be very soon. They're doing as much as they can in-house with small repairs.
You weren't kidding. I think every truck on here is,
I didn't even know we had this many trucks, and they're all being repaired.
The only thing that's not on there is the New Holland.
Yeah.
That had a lot of problems early.
If you read all the way to the end though, you will find the 92 Oshkosh plow truck, old reliable, is set up and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
without any, no
Without
problems.
any unknown problems at this time. So,
It's sad when your oldest truck is the most dependable.
They made them good now.
Okay. Given all that great news, is there a motion to move on? Health and youth.
The volleyball court's down, or the net's down, the skating rink is scheduled to go up on December 2nd with help of some college students, and I'm requesting all the money that it would take to keep the thing going this year from the Delhi Community Fund, and I'm pretty confident that they'll approve it.
That'll include the cost of people who clear it.
The people who clear it and the hay bales that we put around it, it adds up to between, well, it's $1,300 basically.
Anything from economic development or shared services?
Maybe just that I'm still working on the application for energy smart communities. I don't remember what the official title of it is, but.
Okay. So we still got, what, one more item we have to
Well,
accomplish, or
we've only accomplished two. We've got a third one that we're
in the works?
working on, and then the fourth one that has to be determined, but I think that I know what it's gonna be.
Okay, recreation, I guess that would be swimming pool, which we've already announced. We've postponed the bid openings till next meeting. Personnel, anything, Tom?
Nothing at this time, cause
Building, Corey has requested to get a carpet cleaner. I figured it'd take him about 3 hours to clean the carpets. Do we wanna do that now, or do we wanna wait?
To rent one, you mean?
Well,
Or buy one?
he's gonna rent a cleaner, and it'd be about 3 hours of labor for him, he figures, to clean the carpets in here.
couldn't hurt.
Probably worth a shot before we get into the high traffic season there.
And we got the insurance thing came in with 3 items to be corrected. One was an emergency light, one was a rake in front of shut off, and the other was a couple clips on swing sets need to be replaced.
Right.
That's it. So hopefully get them done.
Okay. Alright, IT, anything, Matt? Code enforcement.
Nothing really new.
Alright. Moving on to Dale's report. Is there a motion to approve the code enforcement report for October?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next up, Justice Court report.
It's lengthy.
That's why the carpet needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, I wish we could use some of the money that.
There's
we sent
another
to the
headline
state
for
to
you.
get that.
You'll get all kinds of great things to use. Is there a motion to approve the Justice Court report for October?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Clerk's monthly report. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second, I had one question. I never noticed it before, that where it references the foil thing, it's
Yeah.
like highlighted in yellow.
Yeah.
Does that mean that when people ask us for stuff, they pay for it? I don't really,
Depending on, yes,
yeah,
yeah,
like
there's
for
copies
copies or
required,
whatever.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Okay, Matt seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Supervisor's financial report. Any questions? Is there a motion motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Supervisors County Report. Yeah, the resolution to, do a purchase option on, McFarland Farm was withdrawn due to the fact they didn't have enough votes to pass it
This time.
this time. I'm sure we'll wind up going around in a circle and seeing it again somewhere down the road, but, I think it's getting to the point that, the majority of the board wants to see something smaller, simpler, and, move forward and get it done.
The smaller is in the discussion still?
Well, at least among some of the supervisors. I won't
Okay.
guarantee what's happening on the other side.
To remain on Page Avenue.
Possibly.
I hear there's grumblings of possibly putting, office space on Page Avenue or Main Street
It has
as a
been,
compromise.
it's been suggested to the committee that, possibly they might wanna look at doing their combined office space with planning and whoever else they wanna put in their office, doing it on the corner of the bridge in Maine.
I would rather they didn't do that on that particular spot, because that was supposed to kick back into the public if and when the county didn't need it anymore. They should put it on the lot that they destroyed the houses and put it anywhere, put it there.
We can certainly ask for that.
Yeah,
When they took that property over from Wickham's and the Stoddard property, those two pieces were slated to go back onto the tax rolls and back to the residents of Delhi if and when it was done. Not to continue on. If they're not gonna put the big building on that area, they shouldn't get it at all.
We can certainly make the case.
I hope you do.
is there, I mean, what about just putting it where their current building is? They don't wanna put it without space, or is that, I don't know the reason why they wouldn't build there.
Because again, it's in the floodplain.
Yeah, there's just resistance to doing a smaller facility for some reason, which could be done without
Even though,
affecting the floodplain.
even though FEMA says that you can build that facility in the floodplain, and they will help you design it, they are resistant to put it there.
And what's our, the discussion of 11-foot wall or 12-foot wall?
That shouldn't have even been a discussion.
Yeah, so it's just because of, yeah, I know what the answer is.
My personal opinion, it was just anything to inflate the price of staying on Page Avenue to make it the most expensive site.
That would have never passed anything, and why we spent money on that study for that is beyond me.
Well, it makes me question anything else that engineering firm is putting forward. Because it was the engineering firm, right, that said you need to build it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The originals, when we were designing it like 16 months ago, there was never any mention of any wall in that area at all. And what, by doing that is going to raise that elevation substantially, even by taking the salt shed out of the equation.
So how vigilant do we need to be with them, with the circling back with the same proposal in a different disguise?
Very.
Should have your
Very.
eyes open all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you blink, you're gonna miss it.
you're gonna wanna watch every set of resolutions for every meeting. Unfortunately, from January on, I thought this was all a game of smoke and mirrors and we were gonna wind up back where we started, and lo and behold, here's where we are.
Boom.
So, fortunately, in the meantime, some other supervisors have got on board with, this plan doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I know that you did a lot to advocate and to rally the troops to see things logically. I'm talking about the other supervisors, and I appreciate that, and I really appreciate the fact that Walton and Sydney and Meredith, because those are the ones that I was really clear were against it, and all the other ones who were against it, I'm just, Delhi owes them.
Yep. Yeah, they've been very supportive. I mean, they're starting to come around to understanding what we've been saying. I think the thing that kind of tipped the scale was the meeting we had in July with the school, where they promised to answer the questions on the website, never did, and then still tried to push a resolution to move forward with the McFarland farm. I told the guys that I thought that was completely disrespectful, and a good number of them agreed.
Well, when I say Delhi owes them, but really every county taxpayer owes them.
Yeah, it's not just Delhi. I mean, the taxpayers of the county are gonna pay for this thing if you don't scale it back to a reasonable, they're all gonna be paying for it. And I don't hear a lot of support even from other towns that think it's a good idea. They're not as vocal as we are because they're not losing the tax base.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be looking at it, but they don't think the price is justified or the size.
And they had the month before, they talked about from county planning with the amount of buildable area.
Yeah.
And then they go right against it the next month.
Yeah.
I don't get
Yeah,
the
we do the
whole
build-out
process.
studies and prove that we have no land to develop, and then they wanna take a big chunk of what we have
211
left.
acres.
So,
Well, and, in addition to the work that you did with the other supervisors, I'm grateful to the people who spoke out. Like, we had people who came to the courthouse, or to the Cook building, and that was powerful to see people speaking.
yeah, I think it was good for everybody to see that, even though it's been almost a year, people are still paying attention and they're still opposed, so it was a good thing. Like I said, it kinda aggravates me a little bit when we go against the build-out study.
Yeah.
It seems I'm now the chairman of CWT, I'm supposed to be fighting to stop New York City's land acquisition programs. I said, we've got two here, we've got the land acquisition by the city, and then we've got by the county.
Like I said before, we were better off sleeping with the city than the county.
At least we got taxes.
We would've got money.
Anywho,
Just last question, is there, I know this didn't go through the capital projects committee, correct?
right,
Is there any chance that it could go back to, like, we could say, hold on, this wasn't done right, let's do it right? Or that ship has sailed?
it can be pulled and given to capital projects at any time. That's a choice of the chairman.
Okay. I mean, that seems like the right thing to do, but I know people wanna have faster action, I get that. So it seems like it would be the more transparent thing to do.
I have to agree.
Okay, well, good job so far, hopefully you can keep fighting that.
We'll keep plugging along. Any other county questions?
Not county, but is the ribbon cutting for the DRN still scheduled for December 13th or whatever it is?
Tentatively, I haven't heard it set in stone yet.
No, but
it's-
that's the date.
They're still shooting for that.
There's nothing infrastructure wise that's holding them back, or
Yeah, there is.
there is?
Working on finalizing an agreement with the village for the sewage, and then they've gotta get their sign off by the Department of Health yet too.
Well, they aren't gonna get one without the other.
Obviously.
And
I was told they had an agreement now, but I don't know. When we stories coming from different ones.
Do we know the number of employees that they'll have? It's
When
gonna
they
be
get
less than-
fully up and running, it's gonna be close to 200 between full-time